Getting new tokens for free is always welcome, isn't it? Now, with this new form of initial coin offering, you can do exactly that. What's up? My name is Caroline and this is Wealth in Progress, where you'll learn how to make passive income with cryptocurrencies. In this video, we'll talk about a new Cardano DEX called Meld. Now, I've had my eye on that for a couple of weeks now, and a couple of you guys also recommended or requested a video about that, so here it finally is. Now, the project in and of itself is nothing super special. It's basically just another Cardano DEX. What is special though is that they're hosting an ISPO, standing for Initial Stake Pool Offering. And that means that you can get the tokens airdropped. There are a couple of other Cardano DEXs that are intending or that are doing the same. One of them I've already covered, that is SundaeSwap. I'll leave a couple of videos on top of my head and in the description if you want to check that out as well. Plus, I'll also cover the other projects that are doing similar things. So don't forget to subscribe so you can be notified when those videos come out. Now, one more thing before we dive in. I'm currently working on a membership site that will cover tons of super valuable information for you. So we'll cover things like technical analysis, on-chain analysis, trading signals, the newest gems, and much more. If that's something you're interested in, be sure to subscribe to my newsletter in the description down below so you can be the first to be notified when the membership is live. Alright, let's dive in. Alright, so we're now on meld.com, so let's quickly go through the website. So first of all, you see what they actually are. So it reads, Meld is the first DeFi non-custodial banking protocol. You can securely lend and borrow both crypto and fiat currencies with ease and stake your Meld tokens for APY. So one thing that I find very interesting is that you can lend and borrow crypto and fiat currencies. So while I think it's great to do crypto only, and this should be the future, we're just not quite there yet. We still need and use fiat currencies in our daily life. And it's great to see that Meld wants to make use of that as well, and to basically help the everyday people get a loan or lend out their fiat currencies, and that will just make it more user friendly and probably more open to the everyday retail investor. Now, if you scroll down, they basically explain how this all works, or what Meld essentially does. So they offer a bunch of different things. One is a different kind of loans. We'll get to that in a minute. And they also mention that the reason to take out a loan against your crypto is just to basically protect your crypto. And I think that totally makes sense, and it's probably what a lot of people are also doing already, or a lot of investors are doing. So essentially, you might need some cash, some fiat for your everyday life. You might need to buy something, a house or a car or whatever, but then you don't want to sell your crypto because you believe that this will rise in value. Especially if you hold Cardano, you probably don't want to sell it now because we're so close to a major milestone. So what you can do in that case is that you lock up your Cardano and then you take out a loan. Your Cardano is your collateral. It has to be a 1:2 ratio, so that means that the collateral has to be at least twice as high as the loan that you take out, and then you pay your interest as you would do with any loan, even if you take it out from a bank, and that way you can protect your Cardano. So for instance, your Cardano could rise like, I don't know, 100, 200, 300x over the next couple of months, and that would still be worth much more compared to just those few percentage that you pay on the loan. So that's the basic idea. So this is the actual section that explains how it works. So I'll quickly go through that. So you can see here, take out a loan. Using the Meld app, choose how much cash you'd like to borrow and your crypto as collateral. Add your crypto as collateral, so as I've mentioned, that has to be 2x the amount you'd like to borrow, and lock it into a Meld smart contract. So it's obviously a decentralized exchange, and that all happens with DeFi, with smart contracts, and it's non-custodial, so that means you don't have to give over your private keys. So that's always good to see, and that's definitely progress if you can also use it with fiat, so I think that's a great combination. So you can see there, the next step is once the smart contract is in place, your loan is electronically transferred to your bank account anywhere in the world. So that happens automatically with the smart contract in place. Then the next step is that your collateral isn't just sitting there, but it's actually put to work as well to earn you some APY as well. So you can read here, earn yield on your crypto. Your crypto collateral is added to Meld's liquidity pools to generate yield and work for you for the entire lifespan of the loan. Then you have to pay back, obviously. From what I've understood is that they don't have any fixed plans or fixed time periods, so you can basically leave it for as long as you like, and they pay monthly or pay all together, and then once it's all paid off, you get your collateral back. And then what it also mentions here at the end is that regardless if you're borrowing, lending, staking or hodling, you're always earning yield from your crypto in your Meld app. So that's really cool. Regardless of what you're doing in the app, you will earn some APY. So I think that's it. This is a great idea as well. But overall here, a quick warning. So of course none of this is financial advice. Always do your own research and only invest money that you can afford to lose. But the good thing about this particular project is, number one, you can get it in a very low risk way. So I'll get to that in a minute, but essentially you don't have to pay anything to get those tokens. All you have to do is you have to give up your Cardano rewards that you will get if you stake your Cardano. But this is extra money anyway, so you could just give that up and instead get the Meld and then have a chance for it to blow up. You never know which one is going to be Cardano's Uniswap. So that's essentially the second part that I think is important. Right now, we just don't know which Cardano DEX will outperform all the rest. Which one is going to be the Uniswap or the Sushi swap? We just don't know that yet. And there will be a bunch of DEXs that will come out and they will all launch after the Alonso hard fork. So I think your best bet is to bet on a few horses at the same time, because you just don't know, is it going to be Meld or Sunday swap or any of the others. So that's my current stand on that. You just don't know where it's going. This looks like a solid project. We'll just get into further details. But after all, just being a solid project isn't all. Good marketing is really important as well. So it's basically just a wait and see. And since you can get it in such a low risk way, why not just profit from that? Alright, now the next part talks about the ISPO. So the Meld Initial Stake Pool Offering, or ISPO, is a new and unique method for fundraising that is community oriented and safe for all parties involved. So this is really interesting. I've actually watched a video with the founder, with Meld's founder. I'll leave that link in the description as well. And what he said is he wanted to make it a fair launch, and that's why I think he didn't even know of that ISO that SundaeSwap was thinking about or was intending to do. I think he didn't even know about that yet, but he just thought, oh, that would be a great idea to have a fair launch. And so he basically independently came up with the same idea, and now they just call it ISPO instead of ISO. Okay, let's read on. To participate, you simply delegate your ADA to your Yoroi or Daedalus wallet to the Meld staking pool, and 100% of the rewards go towards funding Meld. Based on the amount of rewards generated and duration your ADA is staked, you will be airdropped Meld tokens on launch. We are launching the ISPO before the private sale to give everyone the opportunity to join in early and reap the rewards. So what happens here is that the ISPO has actually launched on July 1st, so it's active already. And what you can do is you can stake your Cardano to their pool and then earn Meld as a reward. But the thing is, you won't earn them now because the project Meld will only launch after the Alonso hard fork. So it will be sometime in Q3 probably, and then you earn for a certain period, and then they will make a snapshot and you will get those Meld that you've earned over those months. You will get them on December 8th. So you won't get them now, but you just stake your Cardano and then you keep earning, and then you get the airdrop on December 8th. And only after that they will do a private sale. Speaking of that, let's quickly look at the white paper so we can look at the tokenomics. Okay, so here you can see how they distributed their Meld. So one thing that caught my eye and that I wasn't too happy about is that the private sale is pretty big. So that's 30%, that is pretty big. In comparison, the ISPO is 20%, that's also quite a substantial amount, but still the private sale is bigger. So first of all, that didn't make me too happy, but then I saw, okay, well, the private sale is actually after the ISPO, so that's a good sign. And another thing that is a good sign is, if you scroll down here, you can see the one thing that they mentioned here. Additionally, if the ISPO manages to fill 10 Cardano staking pools with 64 million ADA each, a bonus of 200 million Meld tokens will be taken from the private sale and used to add rewards for more staking pools. So after all, I think they're handling it pretty well after all. So they're planning to have up to 10 Meld pools. We'll look at how many they have in a minute. And what they'll do is, if there is such huge interest that they'll all be saturated, then they'll take another 200 million from the private sale. So they'll shrink that private sale and put more into the ISPO so that the community can really participate in the most way possible. So you can see here in regards to the vesting that it is vested and released at 4% per month until it is fully vested. And since the private sale is after the ISPO, I think you're pretty safe with the ISPO and won't get dumped all the tokens as soon as you receive them. Alright, now back to the website. We've got 2 more points to look at. So first we've got the roadmap. So they're apparently still working on the last part of Q2 and we're soon entering into Q3. So you can see here the token launch that will take place in Q4, also the ISPO. And they're essentially trying, or the idea is essentially to launch in Q3. It will probably be sometime between Q3 and Q4. And further down we can look at the team. So they've got a public team, that's always nice to see. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad sign if it's not public, but it's always good to have a public team where you can look at their LinkedIn profiles. So I've watched a video with Ken Alling, the chairman, and he seemed really knowledgeable. He's a serial entrepreneur. He has launched a couple of companies and businesses, and he also has a tech background. So I highly recommend also watching that interview. That has been very insightful to me. And otherwise you can look at their LinkedIn profile and check the team out that way as well. And here we've also got the advisors, also with their LinkedIn profile, so feel free to browse through them as well. Alright, now let's finally look at how you can get those tokens, how you can participate in the ISPO. So first of all, if you don't stake your Cardano yet, I've got 2 videos on that, one for Yari Wallet and one for Daedalus. Yari is easier, Daedalus is a bit safer. I'll leave both of them on top of my head and in the description down below. So if you haven't done any of that yet, check out those videos first and then come back to this one. I've also got another video about staking into multiple pools, so if you're not familiar with that yet, also check this video out as well. I'll show you how it works in the Yari wallet because it's just the easiest and it's definitely safe enough, so there's not much that can go wrong in here. So what you'll have to do is, as always, you have to go to your delegation list, and now all you have to do is you have to look for Meld in the search bar. Now one thing you need to look out for, there has been a fake pool and that has been Meld ISPO 4. So make sure that that isn't listed in here. I think they've taken it out right now, but just so you know that that can occur. Alright, now you can see a couple of interesting things here. First of all, they have 2 options to stake your Cardano. So first they have a 50-50 option and then they have a 100% Meld option. So this is great because if you only want to get some Meld but also get some Cardano as rewards as well, you don't even need to split your delegations, your wallets. You don't even need to stake with 2 wallets. But what you can do is you can just choose the 50-50 option. So you can choose this one, then you will get 50% in Meld rewards and 50% still Cardano. So I find this a very interesting option. They seem to have 1 pool for that, and then they have about 6 pool for the 100% Meld option. That is clearly more required or more desired. So you can see here 3 of them are pretty much saturated, but they have brought out new ones. So as I've mentioned earlier, they will bring up to 10 pools, and then if that's not enough, they will bring out probably another 3 or something like that. So another interesting thing that you can see are the costs. So usually they should be at around like 2% or something like that. You can see here they're either 50 or 99%, and that's obviously because the stake pool operators, the Meld stake pool operators, will take your rewards, your ADA rewards, and instead give you Meld. That's why the costs have to be at 99 or 100%, or in that case it's 50% because the other 50 are still your ADA. So they'll take the 50 to get you those 50% Meld, and the rest is still ADA. So that's just something to know and to understand, but otherwise it works perfectly normal as any other stake pool. And also the delegation works the same as with any other. You can see I've currently I've delegated my Cardano to this stake pool. This is close to saturation, so I should probably soon redelegate it to one of those lower, not so much saturated ones. So as always, you would just click on delegate and then just delegate your Cardano to this pool, and that's about it. Then you can leave it in that pool until December, unless it gets saturated, then you can restake it, of course. Alright, so this is Meld, and this is how the the ISPO works. As you can see, it's pretty simple and straightforward and pretty safe. I mean, there's always a certain risk involved in crypto, but in that case, really the worst thing that can happen is that your Cardano rewards are lost. Sure, that would be bad if Cardano really breaks out and has a huge price increase. That wouldn't be cool, but your base collateral, your base Cardano that you're staking, that will never be touched. They can't take that from you. They don't have your private keys. All they get is your voting power. That's it. If you like this video, hit the like button down below, share with your friends, and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!